Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name's Meredith Phillips and we've got 2 days this weekend to do quite a bit of work. So let me get you a little caught up on what I've been doing the past week because I've done a lot and not much all at the same time. So last vlog I was kind of still like fiddling with like what do I need to change? How am I going to change it? So I did finally get all of my things organized and I did start in on revising some chapters. I have an updated outline. This is super helpful for me because it's just like a checklist. It's like a roadmap of what do I need to do. I did alter it slightly in previous drafts where I'd updated the outline. I'd left like all of the information that was in it. This time, if there was a complete chapter where there were like no changes to make, I deleted the little summary paragraph I had for that chapter and just put like no changes or unchanged or whatever, just to kind of shorten things up and make it a little more manageable. Once I had updated the outline, then I was like, okay, let's work on sort of a timetable for when I think I can get this stuff done. Do I own a planner for 2024? Yes. Do I own a planner for 2025? Yes. I purchased one and it's waiting over on that little cart there. Did I though, in fact, draw a calendar for myself? Yes, I did. Why could I not use the planner calendars? I don't know, but this is what I had to do. So my calendar shows like, when I'm going to have different portions of this new draft completed. Act 2 and 3 need the least amount of work. Those I really only have like a full week to complete those two. And then Act 4, I've given myself 2 weeks to complete. Act 1 is supposed to be completed by the end of this weekend, the 14th and 15th. The chapters that need to be revised are chapters 3 through 6. I'm not yet done with chapter 3. So in what universe am I completing all of this other stuff? Like some of this is like switching POVs in chapters and stuff. I don't know how successful we'll be. Now, I do, if you look here at this really well-drawn calendar, I do have quite a bit of time. There's some portions of this where I'm like, I really don't think I'm going to need like a full week to do a reread of the project and do any little fiddly editing stuff. Last time I did that in like a day. So I don't think I need a week for that, but like I've given myself a week. And then that 2-week period where I'm revising Act 4, a large chunk of that is like the Christmas and New Year holidays, and I have a lot of time off work. So instead of having to juggle like, writing stuff with day job, I don't have the day job. So I'll have a lot more time to work with. We're not going anywhere, no one's coming here, so we don't have family things to do, which is kind of sad, but anyway. So there's time. So if I don't finish through Act 1 this weekend, I'll be annoyed. But it's okay. So I had this and then I took the information in this and I created not one, but 2 separate checklists. Do these checklists basically say the same thing? Yes. Did I still make 2 of them? Yes, I did. So have I been able to check off anything yet? No. I'm doing great. The other piece of this, the other thing that's happening is the mentorship program, like people running the program, they organized like a matchup between the mentees to exchange your work with someone, kind of like a critique partner, beta reader swap sort of situation. So I got paired up with another mentee. We're gonna start with just swapping our first 50 pages and I guess kind of see like how things go from there. She sent me her first 50 pages. I told her I was gonna be working on stuff this weekend and I would send her the first 50 pages by the end of the weekend. So we need to have those first 50 pages at least kind of cleaned up and ready to send over. I could send it to, like, I'm just swapping some things around. I don't know. I want to have it like as revised as it's gonna potentially be. So that's the little update. I really want to like focus, dial in, and just like churn through this stuff because this week has just been like, I don't know. It's just been kind of goofy. like I said, I have gotten some work done, but not as much as I thought I was going to get done. So anyway, I'm going to utilize the phone box. Okay, that's sitting over there. We're going to put our phone away. We're going to put it on like do not disturb. So I've got my stuff pulled up over here. I need to get some music pulled up. I will link below to my new favorite playlist. The same guy who put together the like video game water music compilation video that I was obsessed with and still am, like it's a great playlist. He came out with one that's a snow video game music playlist and it's so good. So it's putting me in the Christmas mood. My book takes place in the winter, so, or at least the first portion of it does. So it's very good. I'm gonna put that on. I'll link it below in case you want to check it out. But let me get to work because I need to get a lot done this weekend. So let's go. Okay, so this snow playlist is exactly 2 hours long and it is about 10 till 10. So what do you say we do a 2 hour long writing sprint? Does that sound insane? Let's do that and then I'll be able to take a lunch break. I think that's reasonable. Here's hoping. Here we go. Okay, it is about 1:45 I have gotten through quite a bit. I finished chapter 3, what was I doing in chapter 3? Oh, chapter 3 used to be chapter 5. And this was a great example of like, it just takes one other person to look at it and be like, why don't you switch this? So Alexandra had suggested moving chapter 5 to be chapter 3. Having it take place a little earlier. And in so doing, that would reduce some kind of redundant back and forth that the hero is doing. And my first thought on seeing that comment from her was, oh, no, that wouldn't work because then like these story elements wouldn't line up right. But with all feedback, I think it's really important to carefully think through it. And if your first reaction to some comment is like, oh, no, that wouldn't work, she didn't get it, whatever. If your first reaction is no, that might end up being the choice you ultimately to go with, but think through it carefully. Like take some time to really let it sit in your brain and decide whether or not it's actually a good idea. So this is one where I let it sit for a few days and I was like, actually, yeah, that would work, and it would reduce, or it would get rid of the problem of him like back and forth between two places, which was kind of awkward. So anyway, I moved it to chapter 3. I had to rework a little bit in terms of the beginning of the chapter and the end of the chapter so that it would then line up with the next events or whatever. But I did that, finished it. Chapter 4, I finished also, sort of. Chapter 4 is one that I decided to go with her suggestion to switch the POV. So this chapter was originally from the heroine's POV and now it's from the hero's POV, and I'm going to do the same thing with the next chapter. So anyway, I'm done with chapter 4. This is the kind of thing where like a lot of the dialogue stayed the same because it's the same scene, you're just telling it from the other person's point of view. So the dialogue and like the general flow of the scene is the same, but all of the like character interiority and the thoughts and the narration is going to be his stuff now. So there was some new writing I had to do in there, so it feels a little, not terribly clunky, but just a little kind of I don't know, bare. It needs to be fleshed out a little bit more, but I'm considering that like draft 1 done, and we'll come back to it maybe tomorrow or later this week to rework it. So 2 more chapters to go. This is actually going better than I thought it would. The next chapter, like I said, it's from the hero's POV. We're going to switch it to the heroine's POV. And then the chapter after that only needs a tiny little bit of tweaking at the beginning so that it will mesh with that chapter placement movement that we did with chapters 3 and 5. All in all, not bad. I'm going to go take a little lunch break. My camera's about to die, so I got to change the battery, and I'll be back in a little bit, and we'll keep working. I tried to see if this little doggy needed to go potty, and I offered many times to take him outside, and he just laid there. So I put a snack. For him, and he still won't move to get it. So I guess he doesn't need to go potty. Do you want it? Do you want it, Nahan? What a lazy boy you are. Okay, as usual, I've taken a little bit too long for lunch. It's now 1 o'clock. Leave me alone. I'm putting my phone back in the box. It's still on its little silent mode thing. And I'm gonna sit down and get back to work. Like I said, the next chapter, I'm switching it to the other POV, which is like the most annoying thing, because it's like I like how it reads right now, but it would be better to switch it. I'm gonna do that, and then chapter 6, like I said, there's really only a little teeny bit of fiddly changes to make toward the beginning of the chapter, I think, ? And then I'll be done with the changes for Act 1. So that's not bad. I did not anticipate finishing it today. I mean, I haven't finished it yet, but I'm assuming I'll be able to do that in the next couple hours. So let's get to work and wrap this up for today. All right, I have finished, what did I finish? I finished the POV swap in chapter 5, but it's like 3 o'clock and I did not sleep well last night, so I'm really kind of like losing focus. I finished it. I need to like reread it and kind of zhuzh it up a little bit. And there were some important pieces of like thoughts, character interiority when this was originally in his POV. And I need to figure out where to fit that in elsewhere, because that's important for why he's doing certain things and his like character arc and that kind of stuff. So anyway, I'm going to figure that out either later tonight or tomorrow. Probably tomorrow. And I haven't touched chapter 6, where I just need to do that little bit of fiddling at the beginning. So I'm going to cut this off probably for today. I might go take a little nap because I'm really tired. I've just got some other stuff I need to do later today, writing related, but not this specifically. So I'll get back to it tomorrow, and we'll finish up Act 1. That'll be pretty good. Good morning. It's Sunday and I'm ready to get to work. I had a nice afternoon. I did take that nap, which was amazing, even though it was only 45 minutes. It was great. It gave me the strength to keep going. I didn't work on any more of my own stuff, but I did do a Patreon critique for somebody who had submitted that. So that was fun. I love doing those. I think they're so fun. I love seeing what other people are working on, and I always feel like it's like good for me to work on analyzing someone else's work, you know? Speaking of Patreon, let me quick do a little shout out for some new people who have joined up, and to let you know that if you're interested in a 10-page critique of your choice, I believe at the moment there's currently like one spot open on that 3rd tier. So I'll link, it's always linked below. You can go check that out. But special thank you this week to Jet, Diamond, and Athina. Thank you guys so much for signing up over there. I really appreciate it. There's 3 different tier options with different perks to each, and there's also a join for free button. So again, linked down below if you're interested in checking that out. Lots still to do today. I'm going to go ahead and move forward into chapter 6 and just do that little bit of changing up that I need to do at the beginning of that chapter. Then I'm going to go back, well, not to the beginning. Chapters 1 and 2 are like set. They're done. Did I change anything in those? Never mind. I'll go back and reread everything. I'll reread them again. I don't think I changed anything at all hardly in those. Maybe little tweaky, tiny things. Anyway, we'll look. But what I really want to do is finish up the revisions for Act 1. And then I want to go back to the beginning and just read it through because like we said yesterday, they're not new chapters, but like the revision work I did yesterday and earlier this week, it doesn't feel like super clunky. It just feels like, we could fiddle with it a little bit. So I want to do the fiddling. And then I'm really hoping I can get those first 50 pages like uploaded and sent over to the mentee matchup person so that I can have that over to her and she can look at that. And I'd really like to get to her work today so that I can start making headway on that. I also, oh gosh, I have a lot to do today. At 2:00, there's a Discord, like, hangout, meetup, whatever, for the mentorship program mentees. So I'd like to pop in and say hi to everyone over there. So yeah, lots to do. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, chapter 6, which is now chapter 7, ? I split up, I forgot. I need to renumber the chapters. There was one chapter I split into 2. So now I have an extra chapter and the chapter numbers are all messed up, which is the most annoying thing. I'm not going to fiddle with it right now, but now this is technically chapter 7. It's the chapter you get introduced to all the friends. All of the friends! I love them so much. So let me do this it should be real quick. Change to the beginning of this chapter. Okay, either I'm the best writer of all time or that wasn't really that complicated, but it only took me like 5 minutes. So that's done. It is just about 9:00, so I'm going to take a quick break, which is stupid because I've been sitting here for like 15 minutes. Anyway, I'm going to take just a quick pause and put Jade in her bed because she is currently out in the living room in her favorite little chair. We need to go potty one more time. Then it'll be bedtime for her. And then I'm going to go back to chapter 1 and do my reread. Let's get dogs taken care of. Okay, this is the kind of thing where I'm just like, how did I get to this point? And I'm just now noticing that I have at his side and to his side right next to each other. One of my pet peeves, both as a reader and writer, is when I see stuff like that, where it's like they've used the exact same or very similar phrasing or the exact same word like in back-to-back sentences or paragraphs, or even sometimes like on the same page. It kind of depends on what the wording is, if it stands out. I hate that. So I'm constantly looking for, did you use the same kind of wording or the same word like more than once on this page in this chapter? And here we are, draft 5. I've been working on this book since January. And I still have goofy little repetition, echoey phrases like this. Ugh. All right, it is a little after noon. I've finished reading through chapter 7, which includes all of the stuff that I've revised, because the main stuff I was revising goes in chapters 3 through 6, right? So there's still 3 chapters, right? Yeah, 3 chapters left in Act 1, so I do want to just like read through those. I haven't changed them, but I don't think, or there were very minor changes. Anyway, I want to read through those, and then I'll like officially be done with Act 1. And I can go ahead and send those first 50 pages to my mentee buddy matchup thing. So let me check off some stuff here, and then I'm gonna go get some lunch. It is December. It is December? Do you see it? Look at that guy. Oh my gosh. He's giant. I don't want to get too close, even though I'm pretty sure they don't jump. But he's gonna move real fast when he gets scared. Look at this thing. It's December. You're supposed to be hibernating, but it's like 75 degrees out here, which is also unacceptable. Look at this dude. This tree hasn't even changed colors yet. It's just sitting there, being a dang tree. It's December. It's December. I'm back here after lunch, after my disappointing outing outside. I saw that lizard from inside. I was passing by the door that goes out there because there's like a window on it, on the door. And I saw something like dark that wasn't supposed to be on the house. And I was like, what the heck is that? A freaking lizard. Anyway, all right. Let me get back to work over here. I'm going to read through these last couple chapters and then hopefully upload the documents so that I can send them to my buddy matchup thing. And then in an hour I have that Discord Zoom call, friend hangout, whatever it is. Anyway, so let me get some work done in the next hour and then I can take a break and chat with some other mentee friends. It's 20 to 2 and I finished my little reread of Act 1 here. I've cut a few words. I did cut a few words. The draft for Act 1 was 23,081 words and this current version is 22,895 words. So, I mean, I don't want to brag, but that's like 200 words, you guys. So anyway, that's fine. I wasn't really focused in this act on cutting words necessarily. I'll be able to cut a lot more out of, I think, Acts 3 and 4, mainly Act 4. So anyway, we'll get to that later. But that's done. I'm going to compile the Google Doc to send off to the mentee buddy and then get ready for this Discord call because that's going to start here in pretty soon. Alrighty, well, overall, a very successful weekend. I'm honestly surprised that the work I had to do in this first act was not as overwhelming and as complicated as I was anticipating it would be. I probably still could go through, especially those chapters where I swapped the POV, I could probably still go through those a couple times and fiddle with things, but I'm gonna say it's done for now. I did format it in Google Docs and sent those 50 pages to the mentorship swap buddy program person, so it'll be fun to get a little bit of feedback on that, and I'm excited to read hers. I haven't gotten to read hers yet. She sent it to me earlier this week and I've just had like, oh my goodness, so many things to do. But anyway, we'll get to that a little later tonight and hopefully tomorrow. I'm gonna try to get through Act 2 this week, which should not be difficult because Act 2, I have 2 chapters where there are things to do, and it's pretty minimal. It's really just sort of like combining some elements of one conversation, like wrapping them into another conversation and shortening it. So that should be pretty straightforward, and I'll get to that this week. For now though, I think I'm gonna end this. Was this a regular length vlog? It might be. It feels like it was a little short, but anyway. If you liked the video though, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, you can click the subscribe button. I usually post videos on Fridays. We've done a lot of Tuesday videos this month. That will be ending, I think, with this week, right? Maybe, question mark. Oh my gosh, wait. By the time you're seeing this, it's like the week before Christmas. What am I doing the week of Christmas? I had plans, hold on. I think the next video that you'll get from me is going to be like a 2023 reflection, see what we did, see what we didn't do, end of year sort of wrap up. Isn't that crazy? Huh? And then the video after that is going to be like 2025 goals. I need to make the list because I haven't thought about that at all. I'm doing great. I'm gonna cut this off for now. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, you can click the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time for the final video of the year. Wild. Absolutely wild. I'll see you later. Bye.